Good afternoon, ladybugs. You do a sound check here. Good afternoon, ladybugs. Okay, you can hear me. All right, so this is part 3, okay? If you're new here, hi Linda. You can hear me. That's a good thing. If you're new here, or if you've not done this yet, exclamation point notify will give you an audible notification anytime I go live. Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, which I'm putting all my stuff on YouTube now, it doesn't work on YouTube. You have to go to Facebook and put it in one of my lives. It doesn't matter what live you put it in. Just put it in a live and you'll get notified. There's no space here. It's just exclamation point notify. Okay? Hi Lori. Hi Elizabeth. Oh, some of my favorite ladybugs are already in the house. I put a link in already because this I got on Amazon and I love it. I've already used it a couple of different ways and they were out of it, and then I found another seller that has them. So yes, those are amazing. So look, I cut it down. I actually cut it down and put it on this piece. So how cool is that? Yeah, so there's all kinds of different ways that you can use it. Very versatile. And I still have another piece left from the piece I cut down that I can put on something. Yeah, so love it. And I think it's like $7 or $8. Really good deal. All right, let's get started. This is, you just had yours delivered yesterday. Good for you, doll. I love it. Oh, I'm putting it on everything. I have to stop. I have to stop. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. So far, we've taken kindest regards. I don't know why I'm not. Oh, this drives me nuts. Okay, there. Now it's working. Now it's working. Give me a minute. You know, all this technical stuff that I gotta do. Okay, I'll put in links for kindest regards and the wild berries mold at the end because it's not in my phone anymore and I don't feel like looking it up. So just on a piece of wood, this was a piece of wood. It's nice wood. It's nice heavy wood that I got at Goodwill for a couple bucks. But it was really nice wood. It had like one of those sayings on the front. I don't even remember what it said on the front. Um, and I painted it. I crackled it. I did the distress stamp. I did kindest regards. I did all the mold work in clay, which is um, not my favorite thing to do, but that's what I did. Um, and now today we're going to antique everything and attach this. I might do this off camera because this I have to sit and hold for like a half hour. It's a lot of commitment when I do this. So I think I like it attached on the front of things. You can put it on top of things, but I think I like it attached to the front of things, right? Isn't that the right place to have it? That's what I think. All right, so here we go. Here we go. I'm going to use my favorite Van Dyke Brown, and look, I have a brand new bottle of it. I'm going to try to keep this bottle cleaner. Can't guarantee anything. You know how that goes. All right, I'm just going to get a soft brush. Here's a soft brush. Hi, Patricia. It's a soft brush. You guys, I'm changing my live time to Sunday at 1 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. Sundays, I think, are better days. Everybody is live on Tuesday. So there's just, there's too many people live. So I kind of looked around and I saw when people kind of like, there weren't a lot of lives. There's not a lives on Sunday. Not a lot of lives on Sunday, and Sunday works well for me. I hope it works well for everyone else, but we're going to try that for a while. So Tag Along Tuesdays is going to be retired for the time being, and we're going to call this Sunday Sharing. Okay? One thing I did do off camera was I sealed just the wood, and I sealed all in between here because I didn't want, what's going on there? I didn't want this wood to get too dark because it's already dark enough with all the stuff that I've done to it. So I didn't want it to get too dark, so I sealed it. I did not seal any of this because we used, I got some red right there. We used mineral paint on all of these, and so you don't have to seal them. If I used chalk paint, I would seal them, but I didn't use chalk paint. I used mineral paint. So let's just dive right in, shall we? So I've got a brush, and I've got my gel. I use my antiquing gel. I usually work right out of the cap. That's probably why my jar looks so atrocious. I'm going to get it really wet. This doesn't need to be dark, okay? I'm going to really dilute it. So you can see over here in this corner, I've already, hold on, I have already done everything that we're going to do. I antiqued it and I rubbed it a little bit with gold rub and buff, and then I did a very dry brush of farmhouse linen over the top so it wasn't like so in your face gold. Okay, so here we go. So it kind of scares me. I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to stay away from the face of this as much as I can. And I'm going to get all in between these areas here. I really want, and I do want to get on the edges of this. But I really want to get really good inside of all of these little places here. This is a lot lighter. I'm going on top of everything. And I'm going to work in sections, okay? So there's that. Paper towel. Spritz bottle. Hi, Anna. Thanks for sprinkling, doll. Happy Sunday to you, too. So we'll give it a little spritz, you know, damp, not soaking wet. I do a pounce, like that. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to push all of the edges in. I'm not going to wipe them off. I'm just going to kind of push them in. So I have that nice dark around the edges. And then I'm going to come in here where the lettering is, and I'm going to get a lot of that out of there. And we might switch to a Q-tip at some point, but so far I think that's working really well. So things are not super, super dark. In fact, I think I've taken too much off, which is not a big deal. You can add more. And sometimes you have to go back and baby it a little bit, like this leaf. I took all of the antiquing gel off of it. So I'll be a little gentler with this, and I'll come in with a real flat part of my towel, and I'll just kind of try and go against the grain. Look, so I leave more behind. And you can always do that. You can always go back and add more. If you pounce, you can kind of get in those little really recessed areas that look really, really dark, but that looks good. So I'm just coming around, excuse me, coming around my edge like this. And then I'm just coming in here and kind of scrubbing it in. If you look at the motion that I'm using, just kind of scrubbing it in because I want it to get on the sides of all of those molds. The first thing I'm going to do is come and push in here. Don't want to wipe it all off, but I do push it into the sides because it looks really good that way. And then I'll just come with a, sometimes I pounce, sometimes I don't. I'm not going to pounce right now because these leaves are kind of losing everything when I pounce. So you just have to use your best judgment. But I am going in all these little places where the Kindest Regards is, and I'm taking out most of that. Look how pretty that is in comparison to that. Very pretty. So you have to kind of babysit this a little bit, look at it from every angle. You don't want any like super dark pieces, at least I don't. Ah, okay, looks good. See, look how much depth that brings to things. Just beautiful. That's going to be way too dark. All right. Put some on the sides here, and I'm just going to kind of come and do my little scrubby thing. Have my towel, get it a little bit wetter, damper, not wet. I'm going to push this into the edges, and I'm just going to come and start to wipe this back, going against the grain where I can. And then I'm going to, you know, it would be a lot easier to get into those little places with Q-tips. So I'm going to get a Q-tip out. I'm going to get it a little bit damp, not sopping wet. And I'm just going to, yeah, it's a lot easier. And I'm just going to kind of go in here like this. Don't get too heavy-handed. Like, look, that got way too white, okay? So you want a little bit, but so you're not going to be too heavy-handed going in there, but you are going to go in there and kind of get the dark parts out here. I'm just going to push everything in to the sides. I think let's get you a little closer. I feel like this leaf needs some love. Maybe this one as well. So you can always go back and add more in. Oh, I got a nice crack right there. You see it? Bonus crack. Hey, speaking of cracks, I wanted to show you guys something. I went out on a limb and I bought this at, where was I? Hobby Lobby. Because it was inexpensive. I think it was like $3.90. How much was it? $3.49. It doesn't work. It's the stickiest stuff. It's like pie dough. It's really sticky. So just, I made the mistake so you don't have to. Don't buy it. It might work. What was I trying to use it in? Maybe I was trying to use it in something that was too big. I can't remember. I can't remember where I was trying to use it, but it didn't work well at all. It's very, very sticky. Okay, that looks good. very happy with that. So, look how pretty. Yes, please. Thank you, Anna. It's so pretty, isn't it? Now here I want this to really be defined because it's kind of the point of the heart. So I'm going to come in here like this and just lay product along here, and then I'm going to come in with a gentle hand and push it in. This is it's not a super defined heart, more of a suggestion of a heart. So see, if I put some dark in there, it kind of makes it, at least I tell myself it makes it better. Yeah, that looks good. Let me look from my side. Yep. Nah, it's just, I'm going to try it again in something smaller. Maybe, I wish I could remember what I was trying to use it in. What have I made lately that I tried to use that in? I just don't remember. Maybe I tried to use it in this. Maybe that's where I tried to use it. It's just really gummy, and so maybe in a smaller area it might not be so bad if you like used a lot of cornstarch or something. But I thought, well, I'll give it a try, because you never know, right? Push my sides in. I like using this towel better in between. That Q-tip was taking too much off. Probably because it really got down in there, and when you're using the paper towel, it doesn't get so all the way down to the wood. It just kind of barely touches the top, and I'm getting a better result. Right, let me look. I am going to go in and clean just a little bit of this out. It's getting a little bit dark back there, and I still want those letters to show. So I am using my Q-tip to go back in there and take a little bit more of that out. Let me see. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm almost done with this part. It's got this little bit to go right here. So I'm trying to put as much as I can on YouTube, because they're going to delete all of the lives. It's very sad, but I've come to terms with it. There's just, as one person, there's not a tremendous amount that I can do. I'm going back, and I have two pages. I have a page that I lost about 2.5 years ago with like 10,000 followers. It has a lot of old videos on there. They're good, they're just older. I'm not even going to go over there because that'll be overwhelming. So I'm really just going to take stuff from my new page, which is about 2.5 years old. I'm taking the good stuff. I'm taking the stuff that has the most views, okay? And trying to get those downloaded. I'm taking all of my paid classes. I'm downloading to my computer. I'm not putting them to YouTube yet because I want to see what happens in June. But I will have those classes, and at some point I will figure out a way for y'all to access those, okay, whether it be privately on YouTube or whatever. And then my classes with purchase, there was always a caveat in the description that those classes would be available forever or until Facebook did something weird, okay, because you never know what Facebook is going to do. So I have gone and saved all of those. Class with purchase, we'll just have to see. What I'm hoping is that I'll be able to download them back to the classes. And oh man, that looks pretty. And hi Karen. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So I'm preparing as well as I can by downloading everything and just having it on my computer. And if I can download a video. Now my son, who is like the IT guy, says a download and a live are not the same thing. So he thinks that I'll be able to just, when Facebook takes away all those videos, like in those private classes and stuff, he says I'll be able to just download. Technically, he says that's how it works. If Facebook is going to allow that is another thing, okay? So a lot of this stuff, we have to just kind of wait and see. We got kind of have to wait and see what Facebook is going to do. I think they might be going to a model where you pay to have your videos, and I wouldn't mind that. I would pay. I mean, goodness, Facebook has been, I've built a business on Facebook, so I have no problem with paying for the ability, I guess should be the word that I use, to post my lives. I don't have any problem with that at all. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's a lot. Oh man, that's pretty. There's a lot of unknown right now. Look at that. Oh, that's just gorgeous. You're so tickled you found me. Why, did you lose me, honey? Did you lose me? Or you're tickled that you're on a live? Is that what I'm hearing? You're tickled that you're on a live. Okay. Now I want to bring a little bit of the antiquing out onto these spaces, and I'm going to be very mindful about it because I don't want a lot, okay? So I'm just kind of doing that, and then I'm just kind of buffing it, okay? If I take too much away, I'll come back in and just see. I don't want it dark. That's just not what I want, and that's why I sealed it. I gotta hold it up and look. Man, that's pretty. So I'm gonna put a little bit here. See, I'm not even putting it back in the, hi Oliver. I'm not even putting it back in the gel. I'm just using a little bit that I have on my brush. And you know what? This looks just about right to me. What do you think? Oh man, is that pretty? See, and I still have the highlights on my berries, which we're going to hit with gold. Man, that looks good. It's such a beautiful mold. I literally can't quit making stuff with it. I moved on this morning. I made myself do something with, where is it? I'm making another little hanger with, what's it called? Spring Melody inlay. Yeah, so I thought you can't make anything else with strawberries. You have to move on. You know how something just like strikes you and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just using that from now on. That's kind of how I was. You're done with bunnies and want to do strawberries. I'm telling you what, they're addicting. And of course, yesterday when I was putting together that my Marie Antoinette piece, that's what it reminds me of. It's so foofy. I thought I really don't want to paint those strawberries. I want to leave them white. I thought, is there such a thing as white strawberries? It seemed to me like I had seen white strawberries before. And so I looked on the internet, and there is such a thing as white strawberries. So, so I left my strawberries white on that piece, and they look amazing. I'm just making my flowers a little brighter. See, look, white strawberries. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, so I made myself step away from the strawberry mold this morning because I was going to do something else. Well, yeah, it usually means they're not ripe if you're buying the red ones, but there is a strain of strawberry. They're actually they're actually called pine berries. Now, I just learned this yesterday, so don't hold me to it. But and they kind of taste a little bit like pineapple, they say. Which I don't know if that's true or not because I've never, but they're white. So I'm going to take my sides and I'm just going to do this and kind of buff it out just so it's the same color as the front. Not getting nuts, okay? Just like that. And then just kind of buff it out. I'm not wiping it all off. Ooh, this piece is pretty. Okay, so that's good. I'm looking at this edge. When I turn this edge up, it's awfully white. Let's give that some love, shall we? I'm not going to take it all off. I'm just going to lay a little bit on there and then buff it out. Sort of tart, huh? That's because they're not ripe, Anna. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I've never seen them in the grocery store, so I've never tried them. I was just tickled that I was going to make those strawberries white anyway, even if it wasn't a thing, just because that piece it didn't call for red. It just didn't. You know, I wanted everything to be pink and white. So I was going to make them anyway, but oh, you guys, look. Look. That looks fabulous. Now we're going to put gold on it and make it even better. Yep, that looks good. All right, let's get rid of that. We're done with this. Yeah, that was the right thing to do, wasn't it, Karen? It's such a pretty piece. I just love it. All right, so let me get all this dark stuff off my hands. And we're going to do rub and buff on a brush. I put my rub and buff on a brush because I have more control that way. Use a brush like this, okay? Let me think for a minute. I don't want a lot of rub. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat to get this gel to dry a little bit. Very, very light hand with this rub and buff, you guys, okay? Super light hand. If you get a little heavy-handed, don't worry about it because we're going to go over it with a dusting of farmhouse linen, like a real soft dry brush, just to kind of calm down the gold. Okay, so I've got nothing on my brush. I thought I had it. There we go. Now remember, when your brush is newly loaded, there's a lot of product on there, so you got to use a really light hand until, you know, some of the product starts coming off, and then you can go a little heavier. So I will put it on with a brush, but sometimes I spread it out with my fingers like that. My strawberries, I don't want a ton on my strawberries. You know, see, there's just that little glimmer. That's what I want. Oh, way too much. But that's okay. Like I said, we're going to come in with a little bit of linen, farmhouse linen, what's it called? White. We're going to come in with a lighter color and tone down the gold a little bit. Super pretty. I'm really just kind of hitting these strawberries just once, kind of on the top. Don't want a lot of gold on these strawberries because I don't want to hide the highlight. You know, we worked so hard to get a nice highlight. I don't want to cover it all with gold. So pretty. Thank you, Anna. Thanks, Karen. It's pretty, isn't it? And you see how I'm kind of going against the grain to kind of keep the product on top. I love the way that gold looks over those strawberries. Doesn't that just look so pretty? It's just the smallest amount, but it really looks pretty. So what I've determined is that when my brush is newly loaded with gold, go and do the leaves first. So pretty. I think I got everything. Let me look. So pretty. I'll put a little bit more down here. Man, that's pretty. Now, Rub and Buff is just so great. I do love the Pentar wax that I get from Robin. I do love that, but I think I probably told you the story. I was cleaning up and I found 4 brand new tubes of Rub and Buff. So it's like, okay, I got to use those up. What I'm thinking of is going around. See the edges? Kind of dull. I'm going to go around the edges with gold. I don't have enough gold on my brush. Oh yeah. Kind of defines things. I'll take my finger and just kind of rub it around there. Oh yeah, that looks pretty, and a little bit like gets on the board. All good. Well, that's cool. Like a little bit gets on the board. Looks good. A little bit too much got on the board. Not crazy about that. I'm hoping that wax will take that off. I'm hoping. Like just clear wax. Or I might have to do more. Let's see if it takes it off. Oh, it does. Good. Yeah, I got a little heavy-handed there. There, see? Cleaned it right up. All right. A little bit more gold. And then we're going to do the, it is gold leaf. And there's antique gold, don't care for it, and there's gold leaf. That's the one I always buy, is gold leaf. Just personal preference. That's just what I like, Mickey, is the gold leaf. Sorry, I know I'm out of camera range, but I don't want to get a bunch of this on the board again. All right. A couple places where I got to clean up. And this is just plain old wax that I'm using on a Q-tip, like bare wax. And I'm just going around and I'm cleaning up a little bit of the, I don't mind a little bit of wax on the board, but, or the gold, but I don't want a ton. So I'm just cleaning up in some spots. Okay, that part's done. Now we're going to do a dry brush of Farmhouse Linen to kind of calm this down because it's very, very gold. It's very gold, and I like it, but when I put this up here, it's going to be out of, see, it's too gold for that. So it needs to be, this has been dry brushed, and so this needs to be dry brushed as well. This looks like it has some silver on it. It does. I think I was experimenting. I don't want silver on here. I'm just going to cover it up with gold. Yeah, I remember now. I was in my experimental phase. Okay, that's better. Now, I need a brush. use this brush. And I need my farmhouse linen. And I'm going to take some farmhouse linen and I'm going to work it into the bristles of my brush like this. This is dry brushing. It's kind of the same preparation as like when you stencil, you take almost everything off. And I test it like this. Like that's a lot, but I'll go like that and get most of it off on my hand. And then with my brush flat, I'm going to come and I'm just going to hit, we're going to do half, okay? I'm just going to hit the tops of some of this stuff. And calm that gold down a little bit. Okay, so this half is done and this half is not done. Can you see the difference? I can. This is very, very bright in your face, and this has some, that has some softness to it, and that's very bright in your face. They're both pretty, but this matches this better because this is very soft. See the difference? Yeah. Hi, Regine. You are late, honey. I wondered where you were. You're here now. There's no points off for being late, honey. Okay, so I had this giant fly in my kitchen this morning, and I got him, but he's so big that I didn't do much damage when I hit him, but I did knock, I think I stunned him, and then like he flew away, and I thought, well, certainly he's gonna die. Nope, he's out here now, flying around my head, which just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Do not like flies. I don't know anyone that does. I don't think I'm special in that regard. Okay, so that's just what I'm doing. Just kind of toning down that gold a little bit. Still gold, but not quite as in your face. And we brought some more highlights back onto our strawberries. And I do like, oh, tipped my paint over. Whew, that was close. I do like that little bit of, gold just right on the top of the strawberries. So I'm going to come back and do a little fussing with these. So I'm just just a quick brush. So they're still very light, you know, the highlight part, but I'm just giving a little bit of the gold back to them because I like the way that looks. Any place I might have got too heavy-handed with the white. I say it's done. That's what I say. Wow, look at that. That is pretty, pretty, pretty. This berry is really bright. You see the sides of it, how bright it is? Let's see if I can calm it down a little bit. Nope. It just is what it is. Let me look at this off camera. I do like it very much, but here's what I noticed. The yellow centers of my flowers kind of disappeared a little bit, and I really like that aspect of this piece. So I'm going to come back in and give them a little pounce of color. What's it called? It's called Spanish Sunrise, Paint Couture. I'm looking for the right brush. That'll work. Okay. I just want to, because what's happened now is they've kind of blended into the gold, right? So I'm going to come back in and just give them a little touch, so they kind of hold their own a little bit more. You see that? You can probably see it better now. Yeah. Yep. Because we've done a lot to them. We've put antiquing wax over it, and we've put white paint and gold, and yeah, so we've got to bring a little bit more color back to these. There, see how much better that looks? Especially over here, this guy got completely buried. Okay, let me make sure I got them all. Nope, this little guy down at the bottom. I'm going to show you guys something in a second that I did this morning, and I thought, oh man, that worked out perfectly. And I didn't do it on a live, and so I want to show you. Okay, there. So now our yellow holds its own against that gold. That is finished. Wow, that was a lot. That's a bigger project than I've done in a long time. You know me, I like, hour and a half done. This took three sessions, but man, isn't it beautiful? And then when we put this up here, oh, hello, how gorgeous is that? Yeah, beautiful. So let me show you what I did this morning, because it's very cool and I like it a lot. So this is an inlay from, there's too much shadow. It's an, not shadow, but glare. It's an inlay from Spring Melody. And I wanted to do something around this edge. Can I get even closer? Ooh, look at that. Can you guys still see that? That little edge around there, that's from the mold is from Vintage Brooches. And I wanted that rim around the middle to be gold, but it's not solid it's not solid when you cast it. There's like little dots, And so I thought, ooh, you know what this is? This is they're called stylists, and you use them a lot in paper crafting and stuff. But they have these little tiny round ball ends on them. See, like this? They used to make little daisies on your nails, like when you went to get your nails done years ago. They might still, I don't know. So what I did was I dipped it in my gold paint, my iridescent gold fine paint. I love this stuff. It's in my Amazon store. And I touched each one of these. I got about 3 at a time. Then I go back and get more paint, and I just touched them, and they stayed separated. And I'm so happy about that. I can't even tell you how happy I am about that. Isn't that beautiful? And look, I made a beautiful bow for it. And this is going to be, it's going to hang from another beautiful ribbon. And I just think it's just so charming. And this color, oh, it's my new favorite color, this soft green. It's called Misty Fjord, and it's from our girl Robin. If anybody has a link for Robin, mine is gone. I mean, I can do it afterwards, but anyway, that's what I did this morning, was that. But let's get back to this. I'm not going to try to attach this on camera, because I already know from past experience, that piece I made yesterday, I'm going to have to sit and hold this in place. But look, Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. I just love it. And I thought about putting a strawberry up here on there, but like maybe putting like a red strawberry there, but it seems like overkill. I don't think it needs a strawberry, do you? Like to tie it in? No? Yes? No? I don't know. I mean, I can put it on and determine if I want to put a strawberry on there or not, but oh, isn't that beautiful? And it's going to stand up. It's just so pretty. So, so pretty. I'm very happy with it. All right, you guys, that's it. Oh, we got that done in under an hour. Look at us go. All right, so no what? No strawberries? Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. Give me permission not to do that. Thank you very much. Man, this is pretty. Yeah, really happy with this. So that is it for me today, you guys. I'm gonna say goodbye. That's not the right brush. Where's the brush that had the... I want to put a little bit of gold. You know, there's always another thing to do. I want to put a little bit of gold around this down here because you can see gold on the sides of this, and this looks kind of left out. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. Thanks for being here. So I'm just going to put a little smidge of gold there, and I'm going to take a... there, and now that kind of, see how there's a little bit of gold around there? Now there's a little bit of gold on the face of the board around the strawberry too. Continuity. It's all about continuity, you guys. All right, that's it. I'm gonna go play. Enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I certainly will. I'm playing with paper, you guys. I'm out of control with paper. I love paper. It's my first love. I love paper. I used to have a scrapbook company. Not a company, a business, and I can't get enough paper. Look what I made. Oh, they're just so beautiful. They've got all these little tuck spots with all these little things that come out, and we're gonna do one together. Okay, we'll do a live, and we'll do that because I love those. So anyway, that's my deal. What is that huge mold? That's a statement. This mold, honey, this is it's in my Amazon store. It's not going to last long because the first time that I showed it, and other people have shown it, it sold out. But I was just kind of perusing this morning, and I saw a different seller that had it. So it's like $7.99 or $8.99. It's not expensive, but again, so versatile. I just cast that. See, I just put this part and made that. And then the leftover from that made another one that I can use on something else. So it's really versatile. You can cut it down and make it do what you want it to do. So I put a link to my shop in one of the first comments, Karen, if you're interested. I still see some silver on this. Just gonna get that off of there. Trying to remember why I put silver on this. Oh, I think I was going to do like a mixed metal thing, and I changed my mind. Okay, silver's all gone. When will we see more pay with purchase videos? I think I have one more to do, and I had to take a break because it's a lot. I was overwhelmed. But I do have one. We're going to use the sparrow's nest, and I think it's called velveteen stamp. Yeah, velveteen. We're going to use those two in the next class, and it's percolating in my brain, Linda. So I would say probably in the next week or so. And I'm going to do that live. So I'm going to create a class and invite everybody, and we'll do it live together. Okay, because that's more fun for me. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you soon. I don't know when. I'm going to attach this off camera because it's really, I'm going to have to hold it in place for a long time. but that's okay. Did you do any with the gold transfers? No, Linda, as I explained in the listings, in all of the listings in my Shopify store and on Facebook, I said I was going to do molds, color transfers, and stamps. Those were the things that I was going to offer the classes with purchase. I did not do the gold transfers, and I did not do paint inlays. There were 17 products. I just couldn't. It's too much. So I did a lot, but those two products fell out of favor. It was just too much. I'm only one person. And then they they pop the whole, yeah, we're getting rid of all your videos. So I'm doing that. I mean, I should have had that other class filmed by now, but I'm trying to download other things. I'm one person. I'm one person, and I'm old, and it's getting to be a lot. So I'm doing the best I can. And it's 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna go get a little bite of lunch, and then I'm gonna attach this to this and hopefully put up a picture today. I don't know that I will or not, but I'll see you guys soon. I'm rambling. That must mean it's time to go. Thanks, Ladybugs, for being here. I appreciate y'all.